Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Blackie, and today we're really going to do a gear discussion. I'm not going to say it's about the ground pounder, but it kind of is, and it's part of my kit. Now, I've already mentioned this piece of kit in videos up to this point, but I haven't done an in-depth discussion of it. So I want to talk about that and modifications I'm going to make about it for this, okay? Recently on the Pathfinder website, they did a video where they were doing a sale, and the sale was for the Pathfinder canteen and the new cup with the butterfly handles. I had held off with getting one of the Pathfinder canteens. I do like the butterfly handles the best, and these canteens have become kind of like the industry standard. So many people are using them, and they're a really, really good canteen. I've been running the Nalgene type canteen, but I had decided I wanted to get one of these and do some stuff, and I'm going to be doing the Canteen Cup cooking series, and I really wanted this set for doing the Canteen Cup cooking series. So let's start with the canteen itself. It is bigger in size and volume than a standard U.S. Army 1-quart canteen. This is several ounces more than that, so you're getting more in sheer volume. It's got a nice big cap on it with good threads, easy for older hands to grab, by the way, for silver wools. It's got a good silicone seal in there, something's not going to wear out in a hurry, and it's got a nice big neck opening, so easy to drink out of. And you can see down in there, so you can clean the canteen easier. That's something that you can't do as a U.S. Army canteen or even that Nalgene, because of that narrow neck. But I've actually got a bottle brush. I can go down in there, it's designed for cleaning baby bottles, and I can clean out the inside of this canteen when I get home and let it completely air dry and set up. It's extruded stainless steel. It don't leak. It's only got that one seam right there, so it's a nice big bottom in that, two-tone, so to speak. I like the fact that this big cap, like I said, easy to grip, and it's easy to pour out of it without gurgling, and it's easier for me to fill it. If I was up in snow country, it'd be easy to pack this full of snow. And since this is made the way it is, this can be put into a fire, which is a distinct advantage whenever it's a cold day and I'm wanting to heat up more than a single cup of coffee. I can take the whole thing and set it up there and heat the whole thing up to use it as a cook pot, to heat it up and have the water that I can pour into my instant meal and then pour into the canteen cup for my beverage to go with it. Or I could just make coffee in the pot. Either or. It makes very versatility, and I can clean it out easily, remember? That's a distinct advantage. But I picked this up, I think it was like 39 bucks, was for the canteen and cup set. Now the cup has a nice broad base, and like I spoke in the ground pounder mess kit, that means I got room to fry stuff, brown stuff on the bottom. And inside the cup, it's got measuring marks already etched into it, laser etched. I bet that was a lot of fun for them to do that. Unless well, I'm sure they put the Pathfinder logo on it. That's some sort of device that goes in there and does that, a printer of some kind. But that makes for a very good cooking surface down in there, so I can utilize it. Also, as broad as this is, it serves well, especially when you turn it this way and pull these handles down. I've got a surface in there I can bake on, so I can take this, open these up, and it will stand up like that due to the friction of these handles. Unlike the U.S. Army one that flops, these don't flop because it's got a lot more friction. We'll see if that loosens up over time, but right now it does just fine, and I can sit this like this. Maybe have to run a little stick between it and put something on the very bottom right there, and set it as a reflector oven to cook. Like if I want to put meat in there to roast slowly that way, or if I want to bake bread or a cookie or whatever up in there, I can do it. And they do make a little bit of grate that slides in here to give a little bit of space there, but I've already got something, so I don't have to do that. But it's a nice big cup, and I can do a lot with this cup. So that's the reason I wanted to choose and use this for the cooking show, so to speak. While I was on the site, I went ahead and got the stove that goes with it. Now, to be honest, you guys that know me, I prefer the stove that's open top that locks onto the canteen cup itself. And to be honest, when I got this, I kind of had the idea I was going to take my Dremel tool and go around and cut that grill out and just make one like that and then save this for some purpose. But the more I sat there and thought about it, I went, you know, Blackie, you don't have to do that. The advantage, and I bought this separately, it wasn't part of that. It does come in the Pathfinder kit, but I bought it piecemeal. I bought the canteen and cup on sale, and at the same time, I put this in the cart and bought this, okay? This allows you to sit on a bed of coals and actually lay a piece of meat up here and grill on this, okay? I'll give you that. That does work as a small grill, and an advantage to that being able to just lay a little hunk of meat up there right on top of the coals and cook. These little raised things keep the canteen cup itself raised up so it doesn't smother and that heat can still flow around the bottom, okay? And it's got a design window here and there much like the U.S. Army. Now I see a lot of people take these and they want to feed little sticks in this door, and yeah, it kind of works, but remember that open top one U.S. Army one I've demonstrated in videos. The way I use it, again, cut open, if I'm going to build a fire in it, a little twig fire, is I would sit up there and put the canteen cup sideways, stand it up like this and sit it like that, and then feed the sticks in the open hole. And that's the reason I was thinking, but I'd cut it. Turn it over, Blackie. You can still build a fire in it, you just got to turn it upside down like that. So I could sit it like this on the ground, and in here build a small twig fire, and then sit my canteen up there just like I did on my old set like this. This keeps the handles cool where you can grab it, and I've got plenty of room on that side to feed sticks into it to keep the fire. I will be demonstrating that whenever we do the Canteen Cup cooking series. It nests just fine. Now when I got mine, it was a little bit of a loose fit and it would just fall right off. So what you do is, because this is thin metal, just take these two tabs right here and take your thumb and give them just a little bit of a nudge, a little bit, where you get a little bit of pressure, where you put it on like this, and it'll stay on there. Now when I pull it out, I can actually leave the stove on there. And that's one of the things I like about the old Army one. I could leave it on the cup, see, and have it accessible that way. They nest well together in a nice compact set. Now, don't bother looking, they don't make it. But Dave, if you want to bring a piece of gear back, bring one of these back. This was, I got it from the old Canteen Cup shop back in the day, and this was the heavy lid. And this thing is heavy. It's got pour strainers right there. It's got this nice big rebated rim, and the inside of it I shined up a little bit to use, because I can use it as an actual signal mirror and etc. But this also not only fits the Pathfinder cup just fine, because that lip comes all the way out. Looks like it was made for it. Just a grunt loose, but it won't seize up in there, but I can lift it up. And at the same time, if I lay that handle flat, I can sit this up, put bread or whatever in there, and slide this in there, and notice the air gap. Be able to bake breads and stuff on the lid. We're going to be doing that in the upcoming Canteen Cup cooking series. And the advantage of this, I can pull it out, turn around, and slide it back in. So if this end's getting more done than that one, I can turn it around and put it back in as a reflector oven. Pretty easy, huh? By being able to put the lid on, I can hold the heat in on a cold day when I'm having to move this off the fire and cook something else, so that this part of the meal, like the rice or whatever, is ready, but the meat ain't quite ready. I can set it off so I don't overcook and use this to help hold the heat. I can also use it because of those strainers right there on that side. I can hold this down and tip it and let it flow out that lip around that side, straining it as I go. Pretty cool. Yeah, you can bring this back because I really like this. It's a lot heavier gauge. Now, Pathfinder does sell a lid for this time. It's just lighter than this. Now, to go with this, I already had this in my kit. I got this from Walmart, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and it's a little bitty spork type thing, but it's also got a little bitty spatula. It's got a little serrated edge on it. That flat tip is perfect for going down there on that bottom and being able to scramble eggs or whatever and get every nook and cranny of food out of them corners. That right there works fine. And so with those two, all you got to do is do like that, and the handles lock together. Becomes one unit. Now, how I've chose to carry mine is one of these MOLLE covers like this, and these are available at the surplus store in the gray camo. There's very, very few of the old Woodland left. I've had mine for quite a while, but if you're looking for one, you know. And these, of course, have a lid and flap that you can put the thing through. One second. Come down and click it. So it's a pouch. This has multiple uses, and that was the thing about MOLLE, was to be multiple use. On the back, there's a pair of the belt loops that allow you to adjust whatever size belt you want. All I've done is got 2 brass D-rings from the craft store and added a sling to it. Okay? Now I carry it, we'll be carrying it by opening it up, put the lid in the bottom, and I want to put the lid so that the cup is to me, and I want the flat part of the lid to the bottom. If I put it like this rim's a little narrow and it wants to tip over if you set it down, so you want the broad side. Okay? That goes all the way to the bottom. I should also really in here have some aluminum foil and stuff like that already folded up and put in the bottom. I like to carry about 6 feet of heavy aluminum foil just folded up into a small packet. That way when I'm in camp, if I need a clean place to process my food, you know, I can open some of that up, lay it out, and have a clean sheet of aluminum to lay food on. Let's say I've cleaned a squirrel and I want to lay it down not on the dirt or on that nasty log with all that mold and stuff on it. I can lay it directly on that clean. I can also wrap up meat, vegetables, and stuff in that aluminum foil to put in the fire as a cooking on well as well. So it adds to my kit. So I've got that in. Now I'm going to take this little sport set, stand it up back there in the back, and put the flap down. Pulling my little bikini strap out. Now, laying that flat, push that down in there just like that. Now into there, I will put my canteen cup and stove, just like that. Yes, it'll be a little bit snug, but it will go in there. Put your hand down in there and reach down and pull up to make sure everything's centered up. And then finally, in goes the canteen. And then over the top goes the strap. Hook it into position, lift up, and click it so it's nice and solid and secure. Now, I got that little caught. Hold on. When I rolled it in, I had my cover pinched up under that little lip. There. Now, I've still got 2 pouches right here. These pouches are for water purification or whatever, but they're more big enough and deep enough. I've taken and put teas, coffees, soda, juices, stuff like that are powdered. I have put them into containers or those little sachets and carried them in here before for a treat in camp. You can also take things like instant mashed potatoes, stuff like that, and fold them up in small packets of aluminum foil, 1 canteen cup's worth, and slide it in here. Also a small fire kit like a Bic lighter. Dave Canterbury, when he showed his set that's just like this, he put a U.S. Army all metal pocket knife slides in there. So these 2 outer pockets can become other things. Maybe a small little metal container to carry a small flask of olive oil so I can fry in the bottom. Either way. Now with this, the big advantage to this is I can carry it either on my belt by taking the strap off, or I can carry it on my shoulder like an old-time Boy Scout canteen and sling it on and off, which I really like, and be able to drink out of it without having to take it out. Quick and easy. I like that. I like the fact these caps are kind of big. It's less likely you're going to lay it down and lose it because it's so big. You know what I mean? Now I'm going to be customizing mine between now and you see it next in the Canteen Cup cooking series. I'm going to be painting my cup. Why does Blackie paint his cup? I hear this a lot. I learned a long time ago, and living out of a canteen cup in the field, that soot was going to get everywhere. You just had to find a way to combat it. And something about stainless steel will kind of hold the oily, greasy, sooty stuff. And you can rinse it off in a creek with sand, you can use leaves, you can use whatever, and you just never can get it off of there unless you sit there and wash the canteen cup and carry a scrubby or something. And I will probably be including in one of those little pockets a cut down little piece of a scruffy pad so I can clean my canteen cup in the field. Okay, one of those little dish soap ones, cut it in half and put it on one of those things, makes a great one for this. But I started painting mine with barbecue spray paint. Why barbecue? It's designed to go on to something that's going to be heated up to cook food on. So it should therefore be safer than just off-the-shelf spray paint. Plus, barbecue spray paint is rated like 1200 degrees. And regular spray paint will melt off long before that. So as you saw in my earlier video when I was talking about in the ground pounder about bush pots and everything else, my bush pots are painted. And to me, the soot comes off that paint far easier than it does the stainless steel. And so usually I can wipe it with leaves or whatever and get 90% of that soot off. And so it just makes it easier to clean. And in my humble opinion, it heats a little easier, a little more evenly, I shall say. Less hot spots. Whether that's psychological here or physical fact, I don't know. But I'll custom paint mine also because of the fact that there are so many of these Pathfinder canteens identical to mine floating around, and I don't want mine to walk off an event because somebody mistaken it. We were at an event and I had some of my gear sitting there, and a young lady had come up and was showing me her kit, so she sat down her rucksack and she went pulling out all of her gear. And in the process of her loading her gear back up, she picked up my canteen set that was sitting on the table for display because it looked like hers. And I didn't even notice at the time because I'm talking to 20 people at the time, you know. And then about an hour after she left, she comes running back, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," and come running back because it looked identical to hers. And so I like to kind of custom my gear, sorry for the aircraft, a little bit. So I'm going to black the canteen cup, and I'm not going to do the bottom half of the canteen, but I may black the top of the canteen above that line because I don't want the two cups going in the cup with the paint. See what I'm saying? That way it'll be stainless to stainless, and I will probably on this lid up here, I will do something that's center so I can look at it and tell that's mine on site. You know what I mean? Little things, customize your gear. Turn it from a new to an original by making it yours. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Please like and share, and put down there in the comments any thoughts you have on it. What should I add to this kit? What do you think needs to go with it? I'd really like to hear from you. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.